Hey guys, in this video we'll be looking at great circles. We are going to be looking at meridians as well as longitude. So stay tuned. Before we can understand the concept of longitudes, we have to start with great circles. A great circle is present in all spheres. So when we look at Earth as a sphere, Earth has great circles too. A great circle is defined as the largest circle that can be formed around a sphere. So when we look at a sphere, if we can form the largest circle that can be formed at any point in the sphere is known as a great circle. And a great circle will divide the sphere into exactly two halves, which we know as hemispheres. The center of the sphere is the center of the circle. If it is a great circle, the center of the circle will also be the center of the sphere. In this case, O. Let's look at an example. So this is a great circle because we can see the center of this circle is the center of the sphere. It is exactly the same thing, so it is a great circle. This is also a great circle. The center of the sphere is the center of the circle. This one, same case. The center of the circle is the center of the sphere. And this one here, when it is on this plane, this is known as the equator, which we will get into when we go to latitudes. Now, this is not a great circle because, first of all, obviously this is not the largest circle. If we go further up, we can draw larger circles around the sphere, and the center of this circle is not the center of the sphere. Neither is this. So that's the definition of a great circle. A meridian is essentially half a great circle, but it must specifically come from the North Pole to the South Pole. It's half a great circle that goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. Actually, the direction doesn't matter. It can be from South Pole to North Pole as well. These are examples of meridians. These are half of great circles that pass through the North and the South Pole. The Greenwich meridian is also known as the prime meridian. It is a meridian that specifically passes through Greenwich. Greenwich is a place, is a location, is a town in London. So this meridian passes through Greenwich, and this is known as the Greenwich meridian or the prime meridian. And the Greenwich meridian is special because it is arbitrarily taken as our point of reference when we want to define a longitude. So let's get into longitudes. A longitude is actually a distance of a meridian from the Greenwich meridian or the prime meridian. So we take our Greenwich meridian as a reference point, and then we take any other meridian on Earth and we take the difference between that meridian and the Greenwich meridian. But the distance is measured in degrees. Let's look at an example. So Greenwich meridian is considered 0 degrees because this is our reference point. Now let's say we have another meridian here and we wanted to get the longitude of this meridian. We have to take the angle between this meridian and the Greenwich meridian. Now, how we measure the angle is also very important. We have to measure the angle between the planes of the meridian. In order to get this exactly right, you need to know how to get the angle between two planes. Angle here, let's say, is 25, and we have to see the direction of the meridian as well, whether it's to the right of the Greenwich meridian or the left of the Greenwich meridian. If it's towards the right of the Greenwich meridian, it is towards the east. This is how we define the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. If it's towards the left of the Greenwich meridian, then it is to the west. So the eastern hemisphere is from longitude 0 until 180 degrees, halfway around. And then the western hemisphere is from 0 to 180 degrees as well, but this time it will go towards the left. So here, since this one is towards the right of the Greenwich meridian, then this longitude of this meridian is 25 degrees east. This is the longitude. Let's say we take the longitude of this meridian. We want to find the longitude of this meridian. This meridian is towards the left of Greenwich meridian, and the angle between the planes of the Greenwich meridian and this meridian is 60 degrees. Therefore, the longitude of this meridian is 60 degrees west. When we want to find the difference between longitudes, if both the meridians lie on the same hemisphere, if both meridians are on the eastern hemisphere or both the meridians on the western hemisphere, then the difference between the longitudes is simply the difference between the values of the longitude itself. So it is done by subtraction. Let's look at an example. So let's say we want the difference between 25 degrees east and a longitude of 32 degrees east. Both are east. This is 25 degrees east, this is 32 degrees east. The difference is actually just here, this angle here. And so we can calculate this angle here by subtraction. The difference will be 32 minus 25, which is 7 degrees. This is the difference. Same thing if both are on the western hemisphere. For example, this is 60 degrees west and this is 75 degrees west. So the difference we are looking for is actually here, this angle. And we find the difference by subtraction again. So the difference will be 75 minus 60, which is 15 degrees. Now what if they are both on the different hemispheres? One is on the eastern hemisphere, one is on the western hemisphere. Then, for example, like this one, here we have 25 degrees east and 60 degrees west. So when we look at the diagram, we can see that the difference between the longitudes is actually an addition of both the angles. This will give us the difference between the longitude when one is on the western hemisphere and one on eastern hemisphere. So in this example, the difference will be 60 plus 25 instead of minus like just now. So the difference is 85 degrees. That's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we'll be looking at latitudes. So I hope you've learned something. If you have, please do hit the like button to support me and my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I will post a video at least once a week, and I'll see you in the next video.